Hi viewers, welcome to my channel Sudha Biology. If you are watching for the first time, please subscribe and press the bell icon. So in the previous session we have been discussed about the first artificially constructed vector, that is PBR322. And now let us discuss about the role of selectable markers which were used in PBR322. That is ampicillin as well as tetracycline antibiotic resistant genes which are used in the PBR322. So what is the main purpose of using this ampicillin as well as tetracycline antibiotic resistance genes? That is, these are used to know whether the recombinant DNA is being transformed into the host or not. To know whether the recombinant DNA is transformed into host or not. To know whether recombinant DNA is transformed into host or not transformed. Okay. So for example, say for this is a vector, that is PBR322, which has two sites for selectable markers, that is ampicillin as well as tetracycline. So this is the region for tetracycline antibiotic resistant gene, and this is the region for ampicillin. So two antibiotic resistant genes present in PBR322 vector. So this is PBR322 vector which contains two antibiotic resistant genes, that is ampicillin as well as tetracycline. And now this sites, it contains the recognition site or restriction site sequence, that is BAM H1 at tetracycline region, and at ampicillin region it contains PV1 as well as PST1, that is Proteus vulgaris, as well as the restriction site which is isolated from Proteus vulgaris, and one more restriction site, that is from Providentia stewarti. So now in the tetracycline region it contains BAM H1, that is isolated from plasmid of Bacillus amyloliquefaciens. So it is named as BAM H1, and for restriction endonuclease enzyme BAM H1, it is a recognition site or recognition sequence or restriction site. All this are same, and even we can say it as cloning site. So now if we are ligating our desired DNA, say insulin, in the BAM H1 site of tetracycline region. So in the BAM H1 site of tetracycline region, we have been ligated our desired DNA. We have been ligated our desired DNA. So this is our DNA of our interest, or foreign DNA or alien DNA or desired DNA. So this is our desired DNA. For example, it is insulin. Say for example, we have ligated our desired DNA in the BAM H1 region of tetracycline region. Now this will lose the antibiotic resistance of tetracycline, but it will have resistance of ampicillin. Suppose if we are ligating in the ampicillin region, it will lose the resistance of ampicillin, but it will have resistance of tetracycline. Okay, as we have blocked the tetracycline region with our desired DNA, and it loses the resistance of tetracycline, and now we have constructed our recombinant DNA. So that is ligation of our foreign DNA, that is desired DNA, into the vector. So this is called as recombinant DNA. And now we have to transform this recombinant DNA into the host by a technique called as transformation. So this is by transformation technique we are introducing into the host organism. So say for example, E. coli is our host. Escherichia coli, that is E. coli is our host organism. Okay. Now we are introducing our recombinant DNA. So this recombinant DNA into the host organism by a method called as transformation. So now this is transformed into the host organism. Okay. So with our desired DNA. So to know whether it is being transformed into the host organism or not, we use one of the selectable markers from this. So we have already blocked the tetracycline region. So now ampicillin will be our antibiotic resistant gene, which is going to help us to know whether it is transformed into the host or not. So now we are allowing this bacterial cells into the medium. So this is a medium which contains a nutrient. This is a petri dish which contains a tetracycline containing nutrient medium. So now into this petri dish, ampicillin containing medium, ampicillin containing nutrient medium. Now we are growing this bacterial cells in a medium containing ampicillin. So now we will see which organisms will be growing in this. So that is which bacteria will be growing. So the transformants which will have resistance of ampicillin. So they will have resistance of ampicillin, but they have lost the resistance of antibiotic resistant gene, that is tetracycline. So those will be able to grow in a medium containing ampicillin. Okay. So as we have added into the medium, that is ampicillin, antibiotic resistant gene. So the transformed bacterial cells which has ampicillin resistant gene will be able to grow in this. Okay. So this bacteria will be growing. Okay. Which has ampicillin resistant gene, and the transformed cells will be growing into this medium. So that is antibiotic resistance medium, that is ampicillin nutrient medium. And the non-transformant, that is without ampicillin resistant gene. So it does not contain the ampicillin resistant gene. So that will not able to survive in the ampicillin containing medium. So that is how by using ampicillin we are separating the transformants from non-transformants. So now by using ampicillin containing medium, antibiotic ampicillin, we are being separating or differentiating transformants from non-transformants. So non-transformants will not be able to survive because they does not contain antibiotic resistant gene, that is ampicillin. So it will not be able to survive. Whereas those which contain antibiotic resistant gene, the transformed cells which contain antibiotic resistant gene, so they will be surviving. So that is non-transformants will not survive. Okay, they will not survive. Whereas transformants will be able to survive in an ampicillin containing medium. So that is how we can separate the transformants from non-transformants. And now to know whether it is all the transformants are recombinants or non-recombinants, because these transformants may contain recombinants or even non-recombinants. Say for example, this is a one bacterial cell and this is another bacterial cell. So one of the bacterial cell, they contain both the vector of this bacterial cell, they contain ampicillin as well as tetracycline antibiotic resistant gene, and the other contains the recombinant DNA. So that is with the desired DNA which is present in this, which is blocking the tetracycline region, and it contains only ampicillin. Okay, and transformants may contain recombinants or even non-recombinants. So this will be a recombinant DNA which is present in this bacterial cell. So this is one kind of transformant, and it also, the transformants may also contain non-recombinant, that is without any ligated DNA. It will have resistance of ampicillin as well as it will have resistance of tetracycline because it contains ampicillin resistant gene as well as tetracycline resistant gene. So now this can be considered as non-recombinant, that is as it is without desired DNA. Non-recombinant, that is without desired DNA, that is insulin, and here it contains, that is a recombinant DNA. It contains a few transformants, they contain a recombinant DNA, okay, which ampicillin resistance but without tetracycline resistance. So that is with a desired DNA. So this will be a recombinant cell with a recombinant vector. So that is recombinant DNA. And now to separate, so we doesn't know what is a recombinant and what is non-recombinant from this. Okay. So now we are transferring them into a medium containing tetracycline antibiotic resistance, okay, antibiotic resistant gene. So antibiotic resistance containing medium, okay. So tetracycline, so in this nutrient medium, with a tetracycline antibiotic is being added. Now the non-recombinants will be able to grow in tetracycline containing medium as well as ampicillin containing medium, whereas the recombinants which have been blocked at the tetracycline region, they will not be able to grow in a tetracycline containing medium. So ampicillin containing medium only, so they will, non-recombinants will be able to grow in tetracycline containing medium as well as even in the ampicillin containing medium. But whereas the recombinant cells, so this will not, which contains the recombinant DNA, will not be able to grow in a tetracycline containing medium because this will lose the resistance of tetracycline as it is blocked by a desired DNA. So those are called as recombinants, and those which will grow in both tetracycline as well as ampicillin containing medium, they are called as non-recombinants. So non-recombinants will be growing in this, okay, non-recombinants which will have resistance of ampicillin as well as tetracycline will be growing in this, whereas the recombinant cells which contains our DNA, so this will not be able to survive as it is blocked by tetracycline region. As it is blocked by tetracycline region, so recombinants will not survive in the tetracycline containing medium, whereas non-recombinants will grow both in tetracycline containing medium as well as even in the ampicillin containing medium, because all the plasmids have not taken up the desired DNA. So they will have the resistance of ampicillin as well as tetracycline. So they have not ligated with the desired DNA either at ampicillin site or at the tetracycline site. So those will be termed as non-recombinants which will be growing in tetracycline region as well as ampicillin containing region. But the recombinants will be able to grow only in ampicillin containing medium because they have the resistance of ampicillin. They will grow only in ampicillin containing medium. So they does not lose the resistance of ampicillin because we have blocked the tetracycline region. So they will lose the tetracycline resistance and they will not be able to grow in tetracycline region. They will grow in ampicillin containing medium. But non-recombinants, it will be able to grow in ampicillin containing medium as well as tetracycline containing medium. So that is how we separate the recombinants from non-recombinants. So all the transformants may contain recombinants as well as non-recombinants. It contains the recombinants as well as non-recombinants. So transformants may contain recombinants as well as non-recombinants. So all transformants may not be recombinants. So that is one important thing which you have to remember. So first ampicillin, that is antibiotic resistant gene, which is used for separation of transformants from non-transformants, and second antibiotic resistant gene, that is tetracycline, which is used for separation of recombinants from non-recombinants. So this is about the role of selectable markers, okay, in selecting the transformants and then selecting the recombinants from non-recombinants. So thank you.